am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good evening and welcome to the evening edition of I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman. And for this program today, we have a very, very special guest that will be joining us. He's not ready yet. We have him in the backstage. You know, we have to do all early preliminary things, and then we're going to bring him onto the platform and we're going to have a very productive discussion. All right, so just helping you to get familiar with what is happening on the platform and who we are and why we are who we are. All right. So here we go. All right. It is I Am Sure Sports, like I said, and I am your host, Manningsman. As usual, whenever we start our program, we want to just give attention to the Most High God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who has given us life, and it is in him we live and move and we have our beings. We look like the psalmist to the hills, from whence cometh our help, knowing our help comes from the Most High God, who has made the heavens and the earth. He who made us, he never slumbers and he never ever sleep. You know, we say this, like the scripture teaches us, that if God be for us, then who can be against us? And he has good plans for me. He has good plans for you. So I encourage you that in the midst of life difficulties, in the midst of this very difficult road we have to trod, that please anchor your faith in the creator of the heavens and the earth, and trust him to take you through, trust him to keep you, trust him to sustain you, trust him to be your God and your guide. All right. The other thing I want to do is to tell you the three things I want you to do for us at I Am Sure Sports as you watch this video. Number one, you know what it is. Make sure that as soon as you come onto the platform, you hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. After you have subscribed, make sure you like the video that you are watching. And if you like it, why not just share it so someone else will be able to watch the content and, like you, will like it and want to be a part of what we're doing here at I Am Sure Sports. All right, so do that right now. take a little bit of time and do that. You have to subscribe. You have to subscribe. Just know that when you hear this sound, all right, whenever you hear that sound again, it means it is time for you to call in. Until then, keep your fingers off those that dial button. All right. Welcome to those who are in the comment section. This video is brought to you by Prestige Finance. Yes, indeed. Giving a helping hand when you need it the most. And Trick Nick, the big company out there in Canada, doing well over there. Blessings to them. Want to welcome our moderators and everyone who has already made a comment. Man like Fresh God is in the building. Bless up yourself. Fresh God. Joe is here. The man from KC has taken off the Fortis off his name. I don't know why. I see Jason, the real one, not the fake one, and best a documentary. Blessings to you as well. And there are others watching and they have not yet made a comment. All right. So today is a very special day. I had the privilege of meeting our guest at the Nations League recently, where he was added to the staff of the Nations League in the capacity as a sports psychologist to work with the players. Having met with him, I found out that he is a past student of Jamaica College. I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, but no, he somehow went to that institution somewhere up in Kingston, somewhere that wears blue, right? Jamaica College, yes, right? Sports psychologist, he has done extensive work. He does his own private practice now and thing. And I just felt like it would be so important to just sit and talk with him to find out about just what psychology has to do with sport and how to handle, just situations as we have a team preparing for the World Cup and the Copa America, and we have athletes going off to the Olympics, both young and old. So I hope that if you know a coach, you know a player, because there may be a nugget that will be shared today that could help them. But I don't want to spend the time just talking about the person. I want us to hear from the person, Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton. And so I'm going to have him come on now, and then we are going to just talk with him a little bit. Welcome as well to the show, Duckland. So here we go. Welcome, Dr. Hamilton.
Yeah, man. Bless up, man.
Picture boss. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, you hear me clear?
Yeah, we're hearing you. We're hearing you loud and clear.
Good.
It's a little frozen, but we are hearing you. I think it's because you're probably using the cell phone and the Wi-Fi, but we will make it work. I don't think, as long as the people are hearing you, we are fine. But welcome. So good to have you. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. And we have a broad audience base, right? We have people in Jamaica and almost everywhere in the diaspora. We have from the Caribbean, big up all the people from Trinidad who are watching, from Grenada, from St. Lucia, from Antigua, from St. Kitts. Big up all the Haitians who watch it. All of my friends over there in Africa who watching. The people in Malaysia that normally watches it, big up yourself, and all across Europe, right? From the four corners of Jamaica, big up yourself. So broad audience base, right? We have subscribers everywhere on this. So again, welcome and good to have you. So how you doing?
I'm fine, man. Fine. If I didn't know, I'd just do the laptop, but go on. I'll just make it run the way to do it.
Okay. All right, listen, I know you. Some person may be saying, well, I don't even know this man. Where this man come from? Is he even Jamaican? Him sound Jamaican, but sports psychologist. I mean, I see him have an FIU, you understand me, shirt and thing. Talk to us a little bit. Give us a little bit about your background. Who is Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton?
All right. Born 62, Independence, baby, May 20th, 1962. So in a few, going to be 62 years old. Howard Hamilton passed public defender, Jamaica's first public defender, and a great man. was my father, and Bernice Hamilton, still alive. Oh, I
Oh,
passed
your
on.
father is QC. Is it King
Yeah.
Howard Hamilton?
Me a QC first youth, man. Yeah.
Oh,
All
whoa. I
right. So
didn't even know
my
that.
eldest son is QC first grandson. Yeah, man. Me a Q. Yeah. So that's the whole GSC connection, and then my uncle got GSC. The first Dr. Hamilton. He played football for Jamaica. Then my other uncle, the other Dr. Hamilton, he played for GSC. So yeah, go through school. But my mother and my stepmother are still alive, so I'm not really gonna talk too much about the little issue at GSC. But I get into a little thing, like a altercation, and then I went to school in the country. Um, I
Which school you went to in the country?
I went to a lovely school, man. Prettiest school in the country, Portland, Titchfield.
Oh,
Yeah, so
so you left
yeah.
JC and went to Titchfield.
I I got in trouble, and yeah, anyway you want to run it, yeah. I ended up at Titchfield, and it was good. I'm glad I wasn't the whole time in town. Portland was nice. Um, did better academically there. I went and work at couples after, play little ball for National League, Jacko beside Black Star with Feather Map and Bowl and Jumbo and Color White and all them on there. And then I went to school in Houston where I came Elijah one and Clyde Drexler and the man that was my classmate. Play like a ball there, then come
Hold on,
down.
hold on, wait a second. You were in class with Elijah One and Clyde Drexler.
Yep. 1984. I'm old enough. So yeah, Akeem the Dream was they were in the final against in NCAA final. It was Phi Slamma Jamma. I think some people would know about me that there was a fraternity that started in Howard, Omega Psi Phi with him. Take Hatine and Branya, but it's a good black fraternity. Pledge it dear. Don't regret it. My greatest thing. Everything else in life is easy compared to that pledge program. So yeah, as a matter of fact, this year is my 40th year in that fraternity. Michael Jordan is in that fraternity. Shaquille O'Neal, who is one of my athletes I work with, he's also in there. So I was at Houston. Then I came down to FIU, play a lot of football later on.
What kind of football you play? American football or
Our football, man, the real sport. I'm not big baller like you, Mannings, but I play with some good people like Hector Wright and George Weah, president of Liberia. So I play with some good people, and Chung Fa was our coach for 7 years. We win up a whole heap of things.
Where were you when Chung Fa was a coach?
Here in Miami. I've been here from
Oh no, man. Where were you playing in Miami at that time?
There's a side called Flamingo, and then there was a side called Jubal, and we're playing in Copa Latina and Dade County, different divisions.
Any other Jamaicans were playing there?
Yeah, man. Whole heap. Robin Fraser, who could have played for Jamaica, but played for America.
Yes.
Him broke up my leg, and so I meet my people. My wife have 37 years. So yeah.
Him broke up your leg?
Yeah, man. Good tackle, man. It was a great thing. It was good. Good. Get to meet some good people like my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good youth, man. Head coach in the MLS now. Robin is amazing.
Yeah. I interviewed Robin.
Yeah, man. Barnett, Mark Aurelio, I'm going to friends. I'm bigging him up. Aurelio, Serpent, Blade, Chipper Morgan, whole heap of good footballers from Jamaica came through Miami and played for Chongfa. Hector Wright was phenomenal.
Okay, so what position you played?
Well, I started out playing defense, Mannings, and Chongfa said I moved that youth from defense because all you have to do is
too much goal that score.
No, I kick down too much people in the box.
Then that might be a penalty.
Yes, I just give a pure penalty. So like Burgess Burgess and them big baller that
Yeah.
Burgess said, Doc, you see the whole of them chip on my foot is you, the majority of them, you know. So he moved me up to the front, and on occasion I can score with my left arm or right arm my head. So I serve better purpose up there. So but I enjoy the game. I know we're playing in the over 60 with Martin Woodstock and some good Jamaicans still.
Okay. Wonderful. But where did you go to university? Where did you do University of
Uni-
Houston?
University of Houston and then FIU. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So you did a first degree at University of Houston.
yeah. And then
Okay.
graduate degrees down here in Miami.
So did you actually play? Were they in like the football, the soccer
Yeah,
competition?
they are,
College
we're that good. With the side was all right. We play for them, but what was good at University of Houston was their basketball
basketball, right?
and their track and field.
If you have Clyde Drexler and and Elijah one, then it would be the
Yeah,
basketball.
and then the track and field is Carl Lewis. So when I tell
Oh,
you,
so
nobody,
hold on. So when you were in school, you're saying that at the same school, Elijah one, Drexler, and Carl Lewis were at the
and
school together.
Kurt Baptiste too. Kurt Baptiste is the guy that came second to Carl Lewis in the '84 Olympics.
Whoa.
Yeah, the two of them was at university, and then they left there and went to Santa Fe Track and Field Club. Yeah, but yeah, man, even Carl Lewis' sister was there. She was a good athlete too. We had some good. So what I'm saying is, nobody now come watch football. Maybe about 5 people. But everybody will go watch the basketball and the track and field. You know?
Yeah. And so you left
Yeah.
Houston and you went to FIU.
Yes, sir.
Any particular reasons? Was it because of the course or sporting reasons?
No. Actually, to tell you the truth, is a lady who I'm married to for 37 years. You know, come down here 86, 87, we're married. So right now we're married 37 years.
So what happened? The lady was in Florida and you hear about her and you leave school
No,
from
I meet her right around in time where they get the foot them broke up by Robin. And
so
her parents
Robin Fraser actually broke your leg.
is a bad tackle, yeah. We go hospital, yeah.
And
so
so you went to the hospital and she was a nurse or a doctor?
No. We meet her out and walking with them crutches thing. And her parents went to Titchfield. She was born in Canada, but her parents went to Titchfield. Some say good man. Yeah.
And so she was what? She was going to the FIU, and so you left Houston to go to FIU?
Yes, sir.
And so you went down there 86 and 87, you married her?
Mm-hmm.
And you have been married
from that, I just go on and get the doctorate in clinical psychology. And then I became an assistant dean in the College of Medicine at FIU. And later on, I became a dean of a private school. And then I just branch out. She's a reason. I tell you something, I bigger up Willie. She's the reason why I do sports psychology, because I'm a licensed clinical psychologist.
Right.
But in Jamaica, people don't really like go clinical psychologists.
Because be a mad people.
Yeah, I want to be a mad people. So either I'm gonna get a worker, either I'm gonna get a worker. What place name again? Where Bellevue. Yeah. So either I'm gonna get a work there, or I'm not gonna get no work. So I'm saying that is true. So she said, go back and do more coursework and get licensed in sports psychology as well. And I went and branched out in 2004. And from that, it's been...
So from 2004, you have been specializing in sports psychology.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. So where are some of the places you have been practicing sports psychology, and then you can give us some of the athletes that you have worked with during that time? Where like you originally started, that this was the foundation of you expressing yourself as a sports psychologist?
Well, for years I was a sports psychologist at FIU. Munga, Great African, was the head coach. My wife was working in the athletics department. Then I went and I was a
Who,
sports
who,
psychologist.
any notable athlete you'd have worked with during that time?
Some of them,
In any sport at all?
yeah. Some of them managed. I can't really say everything through is
Oh,
confidential,
okay.
but
Yeah. Okay.
I can. Anybody want to go on my website and tell you some congratulating an athlete. And the thing is, I met the athlete them say like how Greg Lee the other day after him scored a goal. We did the EMDR session in the morning during Dallas, and then evening him scored a goal, and him say, yeah, we just did that with the sports psycho. Yeah, the athlete themselves generally big me up, but we can Shaquille O'Neal. Right, it's not a problem. Daniel Lever, 5-time world champion in gymnastics, right? 2-time Olympic silver medalist. Him big me up on him side. Right now, going to the
Shaquille O'Neal big you up as well?
yeah, man. Yeah. Cause when I was seeing at FIU,
Which one is Shaquille O'Neal? We're talking
the real one.
Shaquille.
There's only
Real.
one. Yeah, the real
Shot
one. Yeah,
basketballer.
yeah, man.
LA
Yeah, Diesel.
Lakers.
Yeah,
The
Diesel. Yeah,
Big you up. All right.
big. Yeah, cause he when he was playing with the Heat,
Yeah.
and then we
Right, because you're in Miami. Yeah.
yeah, and when I was the assistant dean in the College of Medicine, I won some award at the university, some alumni award. It was a big deal. So Shaq did take out an ad in the magazine and congratulate me. My father, QC, and my mother, Bernice, came up to that thing. So we were my family from Jamaica, and my sister them come up. Sister them are 2 lawyers too, and them have some other. Howard married 3 times now, so I have a lot of brother and sister.
Oh, that's your father.
Yeah, man, QC. Yeah, I just have a little brother who just graduated from JC. And my 3 of them graduate from college.
You have a brother that just graduated from JC?
Yeah.
Move slow, your father.
No, me not move slow. My youth them bigger than their uncle. My youth them are 31, 27, 26, and 25. No, my father does. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
So, Shaq will say things. Daniel Lever, Daniela Moros right now. She's going to Paris. She's 5-time world champion in sailing. A lot of different sports. I've helped. So I was a sports psychologist for FIU. Whole heap of Division 1 teams here in Miami in football, tennis players, golf players, different schools here. 2013, I was a sports psychologist for the West Indies under Dave Cameron when we won the T20 World Championship.
Hold on. So when West Indies won the T20 Championship with Marlon Samuels and Chris Gill and those guys, you were the sports psychologist?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right.
And then just the other day, and this is something I wanted to discuss with your man. The other day, after that, we was in Tokyo with the Olympics, and all of the girls, them Shelly and Elaine and all them, right? So, you like how you have your shirt where you get everybody to sign it?
Yes.
At the Nation, with all of the girls, them sign. With all the track and field athletes, them sign the thing, thanking Dr. Hamilton and all the sports medical team. So that was nice.
That was Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, just Saturday.
So you were the sports psychologist.
Then, yeah, I was.
With the Jamaican Olympic team.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
For Tokyo. That was where Usain Bolt was, right?
No, Usain never run in Tokyo.
Oh, no. Usain was in Beijing.
Beijing, yeah. So this was just the one the other day. Remember, it's the COVID one, the COVID Olympics.
The COVID Olympics, okay.
Yeah. So but Tokyo was really nice. And after Tokyo, they called me up to be part of the sports medical team going to the Commonwealth Games. So I was at the Commonwealth Games, and then the Sunshine Girls, them big me up and tell us thank you. And I really wanted any one of our team, under 17, under 20, the men's senior team, the women's team, to watch our Sunshine Girls play. If you love Jamaica and you love see Jamaica do well, when you watching them girls take on top team in the world and beat Australia, cause the day we beat Australia, we were right there. We were having, conversation with them. It was good, and then after that, them big you up and talk nicely. So to watch them beat us, so they're ranked fourth in the world and they beat Australia. And then Australia go back and study the film about them and everything. Cause we have a few girls that played professionally.
In
But like the
Australia.
whole, but the whole of the Australian team is professional, So them go back and them study us. So when them buck us up in the final, them pip us. But we're doing all right. I enjoy working with them.
Yeah. Have you ever worked? I mean, I know you said that you can't really speak because I know with psychology, it is on a psychologist. A lot of it is very private. Right. Yeah, unless they, like I said, they come out publicly and endorse you, you can point to those. You can't really say, well, I work with this because a lot of times the idea when persons here, especially clinical psychologists, and I'm a counseling psychologist, right? Or Christian counseling. When I hear people talk about clinical, first thing is that, like I said, it is ascribed to people with mental health issue.
Right.
But mental health issues are not really issues of insanity. People think like if you have mental health issue, you're mad. But it's not really true. Right. No. So explain the difference between what you call madman or madwoman in Jamaica and why is that different from having mental health issue?
All right. So the DSM-5 TR is the book that we all the diagnoses are in for mental health issues. Now, a patient would have to present with the symptoms. Say you're being diagnosed as bipolar. You have to present with the manic and the depressive symptoms continuously every day for 6 months. You can't just. Some people can have a manic day and a depressive day, but that don't mean you're bipolar, right? There's a region of your brain, Mannings, which I spend my majority of my academic life studying this region because it calls people for the foolishness. Foolishness don't mean you're mad enough. Foolishness mean fool thought coming in your head and you act on the fool thought. I'm about to give you an example where my wife hate, but I'm going to use the one where she like. All right. So I've been studying a region of the brain called the limbic cortical region. The limbic cortical region is there to protect you, right? And it's always like aggressive and ready to fight. But in not every situation you need to fight. I'll give you an example. You manage to play football and a man tackle you away. And your limbic cortical region say, it's true, I just go kick down the youth, right?
Yeah.
And you just get up and run and start kick up the youth, and you get a red card and them send you off, right? That's the limbic cortical region. That's where I try to help people, athletes especially, to manage. The example. Yeah,
that part of the brain that makes you like foolishness. So you act very impulsive then.
All right. And your thing, it show Pastor Mannings, right? So you're a counseling, right? You're a counselor too. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's pretend. Yeah. Let me. So one of the top sports psychologists in the world, his name is Stephen Peters, right? So he come up with this book called The Chimp Paradox. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to explain a difficult part of your body, which is your brain, in simple ways so that a lay person can understand, or a person that is not a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So what he says is there's the human, there's the chimp, and then there's the computer.
The human, the chimp, and the computer.
So the human is 5 times weaker, Mannings, than the chimp. If a chimpanzee come into your studio now or come into my office right now, it will slap up the 2 away. stronger than us, but big hands on us and just box you up. You understand?
Yeah.
So the computer is who does your performance, corpus callosum. It's muscle memory, right? It's like a circuit. You put your hand on something hot, it come off quick because you know so it hot. Right? That circuit. That's why you playing table tennis. If you playing table tennis and you're thinking to play table tennis like Peter Mo Young and them man upon Primal Sports, who was also at Titchfield with me, good youth. If you playing table tennis and you thinking how to do it, you're not play well. Table tennis is muscle memory. You practice, you practice, you practice. So
Yeah,
the computer is who we want playing the table tennis. You following me?
Right, not the chimp, not the human.
The human is who it is, but the chimp is who you don't want. You follow?
Right.
The monkey mind. But Asian in Eastern philosophy they call monkey mind. So let's pretend in this example that I'm going to give you. My wife don't really like the other one we use. About some policeman thing. All right, so I'm gonna tell you. The man them with the thing will understand. All right, so say you Mannings, you play the piano, right, at church, and you're one of the good piano player. So much so that there's a difficult piece of Mozart concerto, and people all over the world. So, but you know something, man is one of the best players in the world. You know? Only Mozart must have played better than him, right? You've been playing it since you're 4. So to put you under pressure, we put you in the national arena. Everybody where you love is in there. And to add pressure to it, we stream it live all over the world. So everybody will know Mannings and know your show and know everything. I watch you, right? How much youth you have?
3.
Okay. What is your eldest youth name?
No, it can't.
All right, no matter what. Just give me the name of a friend. Call somebody. Cranky.
No. Let me give you. When I miss on them actually in the chat now. His name Duckland Stennett.
All right, Duckland come on stage, right? So you're playing the piano, and when you're playing the piano, it sounds good. That's a computer. I want you to follow me, right? So Duckland come on stage, and Duckland say, "Daddy, would you like a bottle of water?" Every time you get a question, it goes straight to the chimp, right? So pretend say inside your brain, sit down like how you sit down on your chair. The chimp sit down in there and it's still like this and it's a mask and always want to fight. It's always angry. So Duckland come on stage and ask the question, and the question go to the chimp, and the chimp say, "I want to Duckland, man. You know, since I'm up here play the piano for the whole of people, I can't ask me damn foolishness. What you doing?" Right? So because him getting angry now, he's affecting the computer. And the computer start bang up the key then. You follow me?
Right. Yes.
So remember me tell you, so the human is 5 times weaker than the chimp. It's not all the time the human going to be able to say, "Yo, chimp, just calm down, man."
Right.
It's an easy question. You either want the water or you don't want it. So in this first scenario, the human win, calm down the chimp, and say, "All right, boss." And Duckland, you said to Duckland, "I don't want no water. Just go back and sit down." All right?
Yeah.
So you tell Duckland no, the human calm back down the chimp. The chimp go back and sit down on the couch in your brain. And the computer go back to playing and everything sound lovely. Second scenario. Give me an next.
That's a good example. Nice.
It's a good example. You understand it when we give the 3 examples. So the second scenario, give me another youth. Anybody?
Sure improvement, my daughter.
All right, sure improvement. So come on stage. And she said, "Daddy, the people in the audience want to know how your brain and your fingers make the music sound so good." Every time you get the question, who it go to in the brain? The chimp. Chimp sit down in the brain and say, "Oh, what should I come ask me for, man? You know, since I play the piano in front of the whole heap of people, you just come ask me foolish." And so you get angry, and so you get upset, so you start bang up the key them, not playing good. You understand?
Yeah.
Again, the human going to try calm down the chimp.
Yeah.
It take a longer time, but finally it work, calm down, and you say, "All right, babe, go back down. I don't know if I tell you how my brain and my fingers do it, but just go back and sit down. And I will show you. And you take over again and the computer start playing good." Third scenario, me, Dr. Hamilton, and some other doctor come up on the stage in some white coat and some clipboard and some iPad and some neuropsychological evaluation things. Because we hear say he's one of the best in the world, and we're going to see if it's true. So your brain is really one of the best, and here is actually one of the best piano. So now we're doing a thing where Jamaican people, our people in general, don't like if you come in upon them too much. You're encroaching on them space. So we circle the piano, all of the doctor them, and then we have to talk to your writer, so we do hot, stinking, nasty breath.
Telling them that you're from Bellevue.
Exactly. Precisely. We are telling them so we come from, but we are breathe hot halitosis breath in your face, and we are pushing on your shoulder in the morning. Everybody are pushing to try to get attention. All of these questions is going to who? The chimp?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, no money. Oh, what? Manning's mad. Manning's kick off. Manning's get up and kick you over the piano, kick over the chair, cuss off the whole auditorium.
Yeah.
You know, tell them all kind of things. You know the words. Tell them, cuss off everybody and just stamp up the stage and say, I'm done, I'm not playing no more piano. That is every athlete.
So what happened to the human in that scenario? Because you don't tell me what the
human can't control it anymore. It's gone out of control. My job and sports psychology is we don't get it there. We show the youth, the athletes, how to manage your mind, manage your chimp. Exactly. Okay. Manage your limbic cortical region so you don't the foolishness.
So the limbic cortical region is what you call the chimp.
That's exactly what in sports psychology.
It's called the monkey brain.
Monkey mind. Yeah. So when after anytime I do it, the coach will just dip on the field and say, you see you're a chimp up, you know. Yeah, make your monkey mind run the thing.
All right, that's very good. I hope the people are getting it and sing and this works. So but how does it work now? Because isn't that easier to work though when you have an individual athlete to deal with him? But in a team context now, when everybody else, isn't it easier for the coach to say, you know what, you go sit down over there, so we not work with you today. Once he sees the chimp at work, he put him on the bench and continue because you know the team can go on. How do you get that to work in a collective sense when you have a team sport? Because it seems like it's better when it's individual based.
Yeah, but you can't have a situation, Mannings, where the whole team, right? It's like how a couple shows ago you say, and I can say this too, in observing, the team was professional. The entire team, you, medical, coaches, the players. When the situation happened with Corey, and the next day them said, Doc, you stay with Corey for the whole day. His family and friends in Jamaica, I just sit down in the room with him and sometimes put him phone for a speaker, and good people. When you guys in the group say, Corey, it can happen to anybody. We win together, we lose together. There's a youth. When you're working with teams, you can have a whole collective of chimps, you know, like the whole group of beer gorilla, you know. Whole of them just are going like them crazy. You understand? When you getting them to fly in formation, right? Oh, the way we played against the USA, coach did an amazing job defensively, right? It's down to the wire. So when the goal score, it's like somebody take a piece of wood and just box in it. It was rough.
Yes.
There's a player, you know you follow every sport. You remember Chris Webber?
Yeah, man. Chris
Fab
Webber.
Five.
Yeah, man. Fab Five basketball player, Michigan.
You remember the all right, so when me there at school.
Jolly and Rose and
all of them, Fab Five, the whole of them.
Jawan Howard.
All of you know your thing, you know. That's why you remember this play. When me there at school, Akeem Elijah one of them almost win.
Because they played against Drexler.
You exactly.
Yeah.
No, Drexler was on the side and play against the boy them. However, in the Chris Webber story, when I tell you, remember the final play he went like this, timeout, and him never have no timeout leave.
Right. Yes.
And
yes.
the other team get to make the technicals. And
Shot.
and they won.
Yeah.
The next day, he became famous for one of the worst mistakes ever in an NCAA history.
Yeah.
You know what him and him father did 2 days after that? Them go to the DMV where you get your license plate and your driver's license and him go to the DMV and then get some new license plate for him car. And it said no timeout. He turned a bad situation, right? Him say, all right, I make a mistake. He turned, but everybody in America know about me right now. He turned it into get a Nike deal. Him turned it around. So see him with them other man named James Marshall, Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I know Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah, and pick up the ball and run it back into his own end zone, score against him own side. Big mistake, big embarrassment, big everything. He could have just go into himself and start listening to the chimp and beat up himself, but him manage it. He came back out and played better in the second half, help him team win, and then later him go around the country talking to young athletes about managing your mind. So you see the same warrior, Corey Burke, who scored the first goal in the Nations League when it was started.
Yes.
Up to today, me and Corey still communicate for free. You understand? From the point with him is a good youth. And I'm telling you, say him want to do well for him country. So him want make up for the mistake.
Yeah.
And I believe
so the controlling the mind in any sporting discipline is important, whether it be golf. You know, you think about the Tiger Woods, the Williams sisters. You understand me? In tennis, you understand me? You have golf now coming up here. You have that. You have the Kobe Bryant, like I said, the Shaquille O'Neal. Controlling the mind is very, very important. But we know a lot of times, like even in sporting teams, like if you think about Jamaica, most schools will say that we don't need a sports psychologist. We can't afford a sports psychologist. You know what I mean? Champs and all of those things. I mean, how important do you think a sports psychologist is to the success of athletes and the sporting teams? What does the research show about sports psychologists working with teams?
The research shows right now that all the top teams, every top team that is doing well, have one on staff as part of the sports medical team. Right? Gone are those days where man say, well, you might still have some, but they are few and far between. JC, I'm a sports psychologist for them for the last 20 years. One time is 5 Manning Cup we're winning a row. You understand? Most winningest. So we win the most Manning Cup in a world.
In the world. In Jamaica.
I'm gonna put on my tombstone.
In Jamaica.
Yeah, it's all right. It only playing in Jamaica, but me always say we win the most in the world. Track and field. Been a sports psychologist with GSC for years. Harborview, I've been a sports psychologist for them for the last 18 years. So if you ask Mr. Stewart and Clyde Jardine and them will tell you, Bibi will tell you, Freddie will tell you, all of them. It's Peter Cargill in 98 when we qualified and we went. Them time me just had me do the doctorate in Mannings. We did have a thing called Reggae Kids. I was sending you the picture of them. Me, Peter, and Warren were on the front page of the Gleaner running this thing. And this was just youth development. And so it was great in that the young footballers get to be coached by their heroes who just come back from the World Cup. You know? So yeah, all the top teams right now are understanding. Simone Biles is bringing awareness. Naomi Osaka, when we were in Tokyo at the Olympics. Michael Phelps. You look at a man like Michael Phelps who have more Olympic medal than any other person on planet Earth, and you think, so, No, nothing couldn't wrong with female. Yeah, man, it's not easy, but he managed his mind. He practiced every day. No miss no day, no. 365 days a year practicing. His coach used to play like a mind games with him. Like if you do a four split, a four would be you kick and do your arms, and after the fourth one, then you can breathe. And him realize every time him do it on the fourth split, he must slow. Him say, anytime you not doing the eighth split, you have to come out and leave practice. And him used to hate that. After him start with the eighth split, everything is pure records. So there's ways of helping the athlete manage their mind with the video where you see where Greg Lee is thanking me. That's a thing called EMDR, eye movement desensitization response. And all you're doing, Mannings, is you're visualizing what you're out for do on the football field. You is a student of sports. You know, say Pele used to come to the field before every match, sit down and close him eye and see how the game will go. Skill cool, right? Vignato. Him score the match, sit down, plot out how I'm going to do it. That's all I did with all of them athletes at the Nations League. I do it all the time. You have a thing called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And it's just the sound of my voice in a relaxed state, and you get them to see. It's like you're manifesting. You is a pastor, you're manifesting things. You start off your shows with giving thanks. Muhammad Ali talked about all of us love a God and believe in a God. Whether you are Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, all of them is God. All of we are love I God, right? And there's only two races of people upon the earth. Decent people and not decent people. So I understand what Muhammad is saying, and we try to incorporate that into the youth them head, much like you're doing with the show and how you started. You know?
Yeah. All right, wonderful. So let me ask you. Somebody is asking, DW is saying that, ask the doc about the Bill Belichick thought of leading the race or chasing the leader. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah. Good question. And then Warren is asking about Michael Phelps.
No, we soon reach down there because
but
but this one from
got to
DW.
Belichick. All right.
What do you think? Leading the race or chasing the leader?
There's two ways I think on it, right? I've known those that have led the race and it worked with them lead the race from beginning to end, Natalia Gooley, you know? And then I know those that Bill and us stuck in, right? Right now, we could use that analogy with how we are doing. Somebody on one of your shows said, it looked like the football gods don't ready for us to win Nations League yet. So we come this close. So it's still a Bill, you know? What is your thoughts on the Bill Belichick thing?
Me?
I have two thoughts on it, which I just said.
I think it is very, very, like, it's almost like it's a moment. Like every moment is different. There are moments when leading, depending on who is coming against you, is way better. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, like with a City, like for example, an experienced team like City is good at chasing down teams. Maybe if they're like Arsenal suffered because I think they were being chased. They look so comfortable now knowing that they are chasing and they were chasing for so long. So it depends on the experience. It depends on, so there are so many things that you'd have to factor in. I always believe that if you have enough time, seeing what is ahead of you and knowing what you are able to do gives you a better opportunity than to be leading and not knowing what is going on behind you. Mm-hmm. So I feel like being in a position where you can see what is ahead of you, you know what is beside you, and you know that no one is behind you. You know that the only thing to do is to get to the front of that line. I feel like that is a better scenario, but it's like moment by moment that it has to be, and it depends on the sporting. give me a 5-0 lead on any team than to chase 5 down.
Yeah. And our Arsenal are right in that position right now. I don't want to take up the whole of your show talking about our team, but yeah, and think and everybody believe. Well, a lot of people believe say it hard to make it.
Yeah, here's the next question from Duckland. He says, what role does ego play in competitive sport? I always hear that the greats have a big ego.
Very good question, Duckland. So Kobe and Michael had big egos.
What is ego, though? Explain to the people what is ego. Yeah.
Okay.
What is ego?
Ego can be a sense of self where you think you're more important than other people, right? And you can have an inflated ego where you're
is it wrong to think like in yourself like I am the best?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If you think in that way and you can back up what you're saying, we have some footballer where it's good. We love to see the warrior ego, and so in using Michael and Kobe in an example, Michael and Kobe off the court could be all right people, but you say on the court, even with them teammates, the teammate them fear them, Teammate fear the mountain, fear the fact that them not working as hard as them. Their egos drove them. All right, Kobe and Michael said it to us one time. Kobe said, a lot of people just wanted to make it to the NBA. So once I make it, them cruise. I'm here, I'll get paid, but good. Go out practice and do some little thing. Kobe get to the NBA and his goal and his ego was driving him to be the number one. He wanted to be better than Jordan, right? Jordan in the NBA, his ego was driving him to be the best ever. So to Douglas' question, cocky, there's a thing that they try to say where overconfidence is not a good thing, and that would temple into the ego thing.
Yeah. All right. Next one is Our next one is, how does athletes deal with the pressure in the modern era with I think the explosion of social media and cussing from fans? I mean,
that's an excellent question. And I knew it was going to come because this generation, it's different from when you're younger than me, man. But it's different than when you're different. When you play ball, you never have no story.
I don't know because I remember, like even at Constant Spring, even the people who know we tell you about them, they can tell you that, sideline right there, some things that people tell you when you play football.
But you play football in Jamaica at all. You get if you're not coming good. When you're good, if you're good now, then but it's not for the faint of heart to play football in Jamaica or for Jamaica.
The fans tell you on the sideline. You understand me? I don't know if social media
is as bad.
Really, because I think people are more like when I don't know if people really tell people these things at football game anymore. I don't hear them. Man used to tell you because those time ropes were around the field. It's rope they used to put around the field. So the fans are right there, and they tell you about you're there on the sideline. Whereas if you play a wing, them tell you about your mother,
everything,
all kind of things, and say,
listen, you take corner, you get box,
So I don't know if it is worse, but Yeah, that's what the caller is
But the thing
asking.
is, all right, some of them can hide behind the name or whatever and just say anything to you. I do know, can't really call out that, but I worked with athletes, Jamaican athletes, that work hard to perform for Jamaica. And I tell you something, I use this example. I say, performing for Jamaica is like the Apollo in Harlem or Sting. That you know, I say if Bob Marley was to come back alive and go to Sting and him have a sore throat or him hoarse, I'm not really sing good. His Guinness or Heineken go and reach him, and it's Bob that, right? Is not if you're not coming up to it. There's an athlete that ran at our national trials and she fell. She was leading the hurdles, fell at the last hurdle, bust up her face and everything. And nobody really did appear in her mind after. And if she did win, lots of attention. She'd lose, and she wasn't feeling good after it. So spend a whole heap of time. Still talking to her, I'll know. There's another one run in a relay, and she ran a better time than somebody. And when she get there, the team never did as well as Jamaicans like, and they make her have it. And I almost blame the whole race. So it's not easy. And these young people are giving up a lot to compete for Jamaica. I'll give you another example. We're at the Olympics.
So do
Go
fans
ahead.
are right? Do fans are right to be cussing the way they do, and athletes should just ignore it?
No, I don't think fans should have the right to just it getting out of hand in that your grandmother and your mother wouldn't like hear how you're talking to these people, and it's like you don't business anymore. It's gotten to a point where Jamaica, to some extent, acting like America. Let me preface that and clarify it real quick, because Jamaicans don't want to be nobody else but Jamaicans. But if in America or in the diaspora, diaspora is everywhere where Jamaican live other than Jamaica. But in America, they want a business with first place. First, you ask any American who came second in the NFL Super Bowl, they don't know. And it was last year. Any year, they don't know. They don't know none of them. And Jamaica was getting like that with some of the track and field, where if you don't get first or you don't get gold or silver or bronze, you get cursed on social media. The mere fact that you qualify to run in the Olympics is a big deal, We go to the Olympics, we see some nations, them don't get not even one medal, None. They compete, nothing. The Olympics is there was a show on ABC called The Wild World of Sports or something, and they used to talk about the agony of defeat. There's one whole heap of, like 90% of is an agony of defeat. They're not few small percentage medaling. So yeah, I don't think they deserve to be cussed the way they're cussed on social media. I know many that are cussing wouldn't like it if them grandmother and mother here or them writing to people.
Yeah. What Warren Webster is saying, Michael Phelps, 28 medals, but struggled with depression.
Yeah. And he's a great advocate for the mental health of athletes.
And the tennis, the young tennis player, she had some issues as well.
Coco Gauff,
Coco Gauff, right? She had
Coco Gauff and Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka, the tennis player.
Naomi Osaka, she had some issues with that as well.
Yeah, she lit the Olympic light in Tokyo. Yeah, man, she had it as well. Michael Phelps' depression, when he's describing it to you, um, picture your average person staring at a black line for 3, 4 hours every day. You understand? So it's you, your thoughts, and your limbic cortical region staring at a black line, which is in the bottom of the pool, because you're doing hours of practice. And you do that every day for 365 days. That is like water torture in wartime. It shouldn't be. You're training to do something well, and he got great rewards because he won the most Olympic medals, but it's almost like he's saying that the medals don't justify what he went through and the mental pressure, you know. But yeah, he's seen a good sports
Yeah.
psychologist. He's a lot better, and he does a great job speaking out on behalf.
Yeah, like I mean, when I look at like even our track and field or football, schoolboy football and stuff, is there a way for us to provide this psychological support, this the control in your mind kind of thing with our athletes? Seeing that a lot of the reality is a lot of institutions, in terms of the schools, can't probably afford to have like a psychologist. Is there a board of sports psychologists in Jamaica that could make this available as through ISA, where there is a forum where this kind of thing is kind of dealt with, even if it's in a, I don't know, a group setting for like the track and field athletes in high school, the footballers, the cricketers? Because when you look at what is happening in today's society, you just figure that there's so much on the mental health side that is happening. You can also think about like a Ron Artest who for many years struggled in the NBA with mental health issues. Though he was a very good player, people know that he wasn't.
Better world peace. Yeah.
Bruce Arena was a next player that had some of those challenges as well. Lamar Odom. So you could go on and on. Is there a way for like persons like you to approach ISA with sort of a proposal to kind of help not just JC, not just a KC, but an overall program where the psychological health of our athletes are being, attention is being paid to it?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we are I in fact worked on something for the last year and a half that we're doing the research on now to present to ISA. I worked with the United Nations and USAID in Jamaica at 7 high schools. Dintil, Tivoli, Wolmer's, Calabar, GSC, KC, Georges. Yeah, I know it sounds like the regular, but we went out. We want the next iteration of it to go into the country, and what we're doing, our skill core was a very important part of it, because what we did, man, is we went through football. Football is one of the most organized sports on campuses, and when you see these young people and you're saying to them, how much of you see yourself making a living from football, and the entire class or the entire team, that is the way them feel and going make a living. And it's hard because the probability is that everyone on our side not going, But to answer the question, we are putting forward this research, what we're calling it psychological first aid. So like how
Yeah.
you have medical first aid, so you
Yes.
don't have to be a surgeon,
Right, to
a brain
provide.
surgeon, to
Right.
do medical first aid. You can be a
Totally.
nurse. You can be a caring person. You see the cut, you get the bandage and you clean it up, and that's first aid. So psychological first aid don't mean you have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist to do. So what we are in the process of doing is training people like yourself, like counselors, so that you can see. There's a thing right now. I just came back from Monaco for the 7th World Conference of Sports Medical Doctors. This is the IOC, and they're dealing with mental health and sports injury. So sports, physical injury, and mental health injuries. And there's this diagnostic tool that a layperson could use. You see these signs, this is what you do to administer psychological first aid. So yeah, we're in the process of trying to, because it's not many of us, there are not a lot of sports psychologists in Jamaica. I know of about 4 or 5,
Yeah, but I'm saying that you what you're saying. There's not a lot. Like I said, there's 4 and 5, and there is the stigma. I think Claudine is asking it because her thing is there still a problem with getting psychological help? It says you are weak. I think we discussed that earlier. The real
What is
truth
weak?
of the
Sorry,
matter.
what? No, say it again.
She said, man, is there still a problem in Jamaica with getting psychological help? It says you are weak getting help, meaning.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right.
If you go get help from a psychologist, you think, and you're soft, and
are you mad? Like the truth is that you see in the clinical psychologist, the first thing that is ascribed to is mental insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Which is not true.
Which is not true. And I think what happened is that the other, like depression, for example, is not properly been dealt with in Jamaica, and it is a mental health issue. Though it may have some emotional, one of the causes of it may be from emotional issues that leads to depression, and that creates these, like I said, it's a mental health situation. You understand? My feelings of abandonment sometimes lead to so there are a lot of things, rejection and stuff. Like you're saying that low self-esteem, all of these things affect people mentally, but people, especially in sport, because like even athletes probably fear going to like a general practitioner in terms of sports psychologist, because once you're in a team now and you tell your teammates, where you going? Man say, I'm going to the gym. That's good. Where you going? I'm going to the cafeteria. Yo, where you going? May I go up on the field, go do some jogging. Where you going? Yeah, I know, so me I go say the psychologist. Yo, star, yeah. Like, we have that stigma needs to be destroyed, because it's okay to go to the gym for work and physical health, and to go and deal with your physical health in terms of food.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay to go to the chaplain. You understand me? For devotion. But nobody is supposed to go to the psychologist, because that's a sign of insanity.
Our weakness. But here's the thing.
Our weakness. Yes.
But I want your listeners and you to understand something really, really important. That's been a stigma, right? But earlier on in the show, the question was posed: how many of the top teams have? So one of the key things that a sports psychologist does, remember we're going back to manage the chimp, manage the monkey mind, the limbic cortical region. Sports psychologists help an athlete perform on the day that they need to perform, the way they need to perform. You hear Greg Lee say it, you hear all the youth them in the game that played the other day. It's not me saying it, it's them saying, I did the EMDR session with Doc, and the same thing that I saw in the session, I was able to implement it. So a big part of sports, just see sports psychologists because something wrong with you mentally, or you feel down, or you're sad. Some people, you know what it is like, where you train and train and train and train. Many people do very well in practice, and can't perform when the lights turn on and the whole world watching them. That is when them choke. Big part of sports psychology is helping people not to choke, right?
All right. I have a big question to ask you, right? So there's a one of the fastest men that we know, track and field, Jamaican, right? People have always been saying that. Obviously, this man always stroking on the biggest scene. He needs a sports psychologist to help him. Now, we don't know if there was, and it's just, I don't know, but it just never worked because there is no major individual gold or silver medals for this particular athlete that people believe there's no way that this guy, with all the times, is not one of the best. All right. So my question is, are there signs that you can look at repeatedly in a person to say this is a mental issue and they need the assistance of a sports psychologist to kind of help them get over that barrier? Are there signs that when I
Yes,
go to
sir.
my
Mannings.
club now and I see the team, I can say, no man, you know, a 6 penalties in a row this man missed. It's not the technique. It's a mental issue. You understand me? Him keep on getting red cards and keep on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there are. And one of the things that I do in the practice, and many sports psychologists do, and I will tell you, you Mannings right now are wiser than you were when you were in high school. Just as the nature of things, right? You are just wiser. So you know more now than you did then. When you're in high school and you play football, you know, it's 25 years old before the male brain fully developed. The woman's brain developed fully at 21, right? Hence,
So
a
a woman gets
21-year-old
smarter
girl and a
faster.
25-year-old boy, them brain up on the same level. But
Okay.
we're not going down that right now. Why
No,
a
that's
younger
good enough.
girl can.
That is why a 21-year-old girl don't want to talk to a 21-year-old boy
You're a
because she's
boy,
still
right?
saying
So
that
if him brain
he's very
exactly,
childish. Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah,
precisely.
yeah.
So now, when I said that you are wiser, no, many athletes, and I venture to believe some of the people that you're talking about, if they knew what they know now, they would have been a better athlete then. But you can't go
Right,
back
right,
and change the thing,
right,
right?
right.
So what
I
I do
always
with
say that.
young
I always say that
athletes,
with all the knowledge I have
oh
now,
no, if you
if
didn't,
I get plucked
if
back,
you could have put your brain in a year high school, you
body,
kill it, you
yeah, yeah.
murder, yeah, same thing. If
I'll be
I
play,
could,
I'd probably win in the Champions League with one of the big teams. I mean,
yeah, but that's what I mean. So one of the things that we do is we introduce them to yourself, and because in sports especially, watch this. If you're a good athlete at a high level, Champions League, Diamond League, track and field, any of that thing, you're going to make most of the money you're going to make in your life, and your brain don't fully develop yet, you know. You understand?
yeah,
You're not making the most of the money at the end part, and you're making it in your 20s.
right.
So people can come tell you all kind of foolishness, and hence many very wealthy 20-year-olds, you know, broke, bankruptcy, right? Allen Iverson is good now because of the Reebok deal. Them knew to help manage his chimp, we're gonna put you in this contract. Later on in life, you're going to thank us for it, right? So when an athlete is looking back now at their career, and I'm saying, no, I should have go check a sports psychologist, or when we catch them when they're young, we say, look here, I'm going to introduce you. If you listen and understand and follow, you're going to get the career you want. And many times I've seen where I'll give you an example. Is that a thing that I have my athletes do, which is PGBB. It's just a text that you have to send me every day, right? P is for the plank. G is for gratitude. You have to tell me 3 things you're grateful for. B is for breathing. You have to do 10, 6, 2, 7. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold your breath for a counter. Inhale slowly for a counter 6. Hold your breath for a counter 2. Blow out slowly through your mouth for a count of 7. And then finally, brushing your teeth. And you're like, the people say, Doc, what you need to know when I brush my teeth? I don't need to know when you're brushing your teeth. But anytime you brushing your teeth, you're supposed to hear my Jamaican accent. And it should say, did you send the text to Dr. Hamilton? I have a youth who is
So what you call that? Brush it.
PGBB. It's just a thing. It's from Eastern philosophy. Bruce Lee used it. But the thing about, you see, if you do it every day at the same time.
PGBB.
BB, right.
PGBB.
Right.
The first
plank,
piece for?
Plank, 60-second plank, the plank position.
Yeah, man, planking, yeah.
And if you're right-handed, you focus on the back of your right hand, left hand, you focus on. The G is for gratitude. If you're humble and you're grateful, and too much ego. Ego can be good, but humility is also good, right? Grateful. And then, but the point about it, if you're doing it every day, right? I showed the athlete them. Everyone that did it for me at GSC and Manning Cup, the ones that did it every day and sent it to coach, all of them got scholarships. And the youth them will say, "Sure, man, I'm not about to do this foolishness here, man." None of them. You get me?
Yeah.
Jeremy Lynch at Harborview every day. Gone. So discipline is part of it. Get them to understand themselves. This is what you want in the future. Here's the difference between me and you. I know. I don't know everything. But I've known enough people and enough athletes like you.
Yeah.
And I'm showing you things that they've done, that I've done with them, that I helped them do, and them reach this that I'm trying to. And it's not always talent alone. You understand?
Yeah. Somebody saying Zakat Byron is a different person at Arsenal. Arsenal needs a different psychologist. I think they're just trying to, and then somebody responded to that by saying that different roles. Yeah, and listen, and there maybe the pressure that comes with playing for Arsenal is less than the pressure playing for Bayern Leverkusen. That's it sometimes. Some people can deal with high pressure environment. They have the mental fortitude to deal with that. Some don't. And I know, for example, one person is saying that, let me just get this one, saying that Asafa went into a lot of these championship injured, but he also went into some of them healthy and it still didn't make a difference. So my thing is that sometimes if your mental health is not right, sometimes even the injuries, I remember like the story. I think it was a doctor who told me the story about the man who went to see the doctor because he said he was having intense pain all over his body. So the doctor said, all over your body? He says, yes, doc. He says, everywhere, from head to toe, pain. I need help. So the doctor said to him, listen, I don't understand what you mean by everywhere, all over your body. Or all over your body. So show me. So he took his index finger on his right hand and he touched like his forehead and he screamed out in pain. And then he touched his abdomen, screamed out in pain. His thigh, screamed out in pain. His back, he screamed out in pain with the index finger. Then the doctor says, hold on, just do something for me. Just touch like, touch your hand. And he touched his hand and he screamed out in intense pain. And the doctor, they did all kind of things, couldn't find anything. So the doctor said, go again. And he touched his chest again and he screamed, ah! Doctor opened his hands, looked at it. And what the doctor found that there was something, a piece of thing in his index finger. So, yes. So what happened is that every time he touched something with that finger, he felt pain, but it was the finger that the pain was in, not his entire body. The point I'm trying to make is sometimes with athletes, like if your mental health is not right, you believe you're all injured when you're really not. You believe like if you go too fast, if you do this, the injury gonna act up because it's playing in your mind. And so that is why what you do is important, because to have that mental attitude and fortitude to like a Kobe Bryant, like you said, like a Shaq, to play in spite of the pain and do well is important. It's not that other players don't have injuries like you. It's not like other players don't have pain, but the mind is so strong that they beat the pain barrier. Like You have to get past that. And once you get past that barrier, yeah.
Very, very good point there, Mannings. There's a sports psychologist out of West Point in the US. His name is Dr. Nate Zinser, and he writes about the confident mind. So I don't know if any of your listeners are people on the thing have ever seen this movie called The Lone Survivor. So The
The
Lone
lone, sur-
Survivor is
the lone survive.
about some Navy SEALs. So there were 4 Navy SEALs who himself, Nate Zinser, trained in. So part of the Navy SEALs training is you're going to be about 50 foot underwater, cold water,
Right.
and you're going to have on a goggles that painted black. You're going to have an oxygen tank, and the part that goes into your mouth can be disassembled and broken into 3 pieces. You've practiced reassembling that on dry land many, many times. When you go down, you have 3 chances to pass this test. When you go down under the water and you can't see, there are going to be other Navy SEALs or scuba divers. They're going to flip you over and throw you off balance and take the thing out your mouth and disassemble it. At some point, you're going to be under there for about 60 seconds without air. Now, if your monkey mind say, we can just push off at the bottom and just go to the top and get air, you're going to fail the test. But if
Yeah.
you listen and understand, I would chain them and need say, look here, worse come to worse. Somebody down there going to take out their mouthpiece and put it in yours, right? So don't panic too much. You've assembled this thing many times on dry land. Find the piece them even though you can't see. They're right there on the floor. So just feel around, get them, put them back together, put it in your mouth, and breathe. You will pass the test. You get 3 chances to do it. The guy passed the test. 4 of them went to Afghanistan. I'm supposed to be taking out some Taliban leader. Them in the bushes, and some farmer women saw them and go back and tell the Taliban one them where they were. Them come the night, shoot and kill 3 of them, shoot up the guy that is the lone survivor. And he fell like 40 feet, break him leg, bust up him ribs, break him arm. And what he's talking about there is he used what Nate Zinser and them talk about, neutral mind. So you have positive thinking, right? You're trying to think positively all the while. Sometimes that works. Negative thinking don't work none at all, no time at all. That's a chimp and the negative thinking. But neutral, what do I need to do, Mannings, to win this situation? You understand me?
Yeah.
Neutral. If he must just sit down and just say positive thinking, him say, okay, if I just sit down here, so the Marine them soon come get me. Not
Oh,
now,
I want to break that down again. So positive thinking is different from neutral mind.
Yeah. Positive thinking can be good. You're playing good, you flow, everything. You're in a good mood. It can work, but it don't work all the while. Neutral thinking is what do I need to do in the moment, Mannings, to win? What do I need? When you look at Russell Wilson, when he win the Super Bowl, right? Him just go down to the basics, good fundamentals, good foot speed, right? And stay with the basics. Keep it simple. What do I need to do right now? So when the guy fall, positive thinking would be the Marines coming to save me. That not gonna help him. Negative thinking, John Krasul come start eat out my eye. That not help him either. But neutral thinking, what do I need to do to win this situation?
Yeah.
And what he did was he took a stick, him leg them and everything broke up. Him take the stick and push it on the dirt, and then he would pull his body all the way to where the hole from the stick was at the bottom of his feet. Then him do it again. He did this for 7 3/4 miles. Some of the listeners who have seen it will know it was almost 8 miles. That man is still alive today.
Mark Wahlberg is a star for that movie. Yeah,
I think it's him that played. Yeah. 7 3/4 miles, and he's alive now. That's neutral thinking. What do I need to do now to win? What do I need to do now to perform well? And that's another aspect of managing your mind. Some people can't mind tell them for for stab up that man that kind of disrespect me, well, you might be in jail. Sit down and say, you know what, it's true. I never should have really stab up that youth there, you know. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you don't do it and you don't listen to the monkey mind, and now you have to spend time thinking, if I never do that, things will be different.
All right. This all right. This is the final one because I know you have to run. What is the hardest thing to treat in sport? Anxiety or depression? From a mental or fear. Or fear is the next one, you know, because
All three of them, but the depression can have the major depression, which would involve a chemical imbalance. All right. You see, like when somebody drink whole heap of alcohol, manins, their body is not chemically balanced. You follow me? Them different from how them is normal.
why I said so the white's no good then.
No, don't get me wrong, no man, none at all, none
So
at all, none at.
the white's good then.
Yes, and yeah, in moderation.
The whites is not good.
Guess when it depress. Guess when. Hello, man. Guess when the whites depress you. The next day, the night when you drink it, not depress you. Know. It's the next day when you feel bad.
Me now go find out, you know.
Okay, good. But the point is, I'm talking about chemical imbalance. When you're deep, when a woman is seeing her menses, that can be a chemical imbalance. You know, her body is not as balanced as. There was a lady that beat up a principal with a chair, and the court, her lawyer proved that she had a severe menstrual cycle and her body wasn't chemically balanced, so she wasn't her normal self, and she got off. Depression, yeah, serious depression.
QC Howard Hamilton was her defense attorney.
You know, a chemical imbalance, a severe depression, can be harder to treat than the anxiety, is what I'm saying. Anxiety is also hard because you can have severe anxiety. So in those two situations, it's more of psychotropic. You're going to need medication. It's not just working with the athlete to understand what's going on.
Yeah, because some level of depression, you have to depend antidepressants and all of that.
Exactly. Yeah, psychotropic medication.
Okay. I see somebody asking, can the doctor talk about the mindset of farmer JC?
No. Let me read it a while ago. No. No, man, is like that. Yeah. What the man say? I plead the fifth. I'm not going low that.
Why you plead the fifth? We plead the fifth times 5 equals 20. I plead the 25th.
No, I'm not going there. Don't even bring up the question. We can bring up that question at the next time when we qualify for the World Cup and everything later on in life.
Yeah. Definitely. But this is a good card. This is a very good discussion. Very good discussion. I like the take on it. You know what is so funny?
Give me 1 second, I'm turn on. I like it.
Yeah, man. Because we go. You know what is funny, people? I always say this, you know, on the show. Sometimes I think the content that will benefit just people generally the most. I feel like sometimes it is a content that we have the smaller amount of people viewing. But so when we talk about what was the score in the Champions League, give your opinion on it. That is good enough, good entertainment value. But a conversation like this, I think it is important, even if you're not in sport, because all of us have that monkey mind that needs to be dealt with. And needs to be under control. Because there are many books, I think it's Joyce Meyer write a book called The Battlefield of the Mind. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Which is really talking about the mind of the man. And if you can win the battle of your mind, you're gonna win in life. A lot of people lose the battle of life in specific field because they have lost the battle of the mind. In fact, even for people who are Christian, the message of Jesus Christ, the Messiah, was very simple, you know. Beginning his first sermon, his first message was repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? Which is really saying repent means to make an about turn, to make a U-turn, which is to change the way you think. I want people to understand that. It comes from the same word that where you get metamorphosis in the Greek. If you go back to the Greek, is that same root definition it's coming from. And so the idea is always that for a man to really become who he's supposed to be, just in life generally and in sport, to maximize your potential, you have to control your mind. You have to control your mind. You have to control your thinking. You understand me? And I think it is critical, especially for a lot of the young athletes out there right now, because I believe that there are kids going to champs who have mental issues that we're not paying attention to. Some of the youths playing the football, and that is why some of them drop out, and we see some of them they revert to the stuff like the weed and the drinking, which causes even greater imbalance in their system. And I don't think enough time is being spent on dealing with the mental health issues. There are several footballers and athletes in Jamaica who, when you look at them now, you have to wonder, was this man really a national cricketer, a national footballer, a national in track and field? And look at them now. You understand what I mean? And I think it is because the value of mental health is underscored. It is undervalued. We don't take it seriously. And I believe, I don't have any stats to prove this, but I think like a majority of our population struggles with mental health issues.
Yeah, man. And I read in the comments, and them say they sure you should have it on national TV, so and get 1,000 likes and 1,000 people, because people need to understand this. It is true. Look, if you have a society where the majority of people were graduating is women, and the majority of people, them are a lot of people that doing some serious work is women. And this might controversial what I'm saying right now, but then you have a lot of people just building split fire, setting up and standing up and drinking bum and whites, and there's nothing wrong with that on a particular time, but if you do that every day, worse if you're doing it every day and your brain, the male brain, develop at 25. So if while it developing from 15, you burn weed and a drink bum every day, it is developing to a need bum and weed brain.
Yeah.
You not able to manage that again. Because when that decides, looking at the only thing me really want is bum and whites and a spliff, and I need it every day. And then I say, but me not a problem. That is a problem. If you smoke weed and drink bum and white every day, you can't tell me so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
And I know it's a hard thing for here.
So let me just encourage the people, the Lone Survivor, I think it's on YouTube. It's a Mark Wahlberg movie. I think he's the main character in it. And The Confident Mind is a book that Doc spoke about. I see DW is making a point that I wanted to close on, which is we have to separate mental health from mental performance. But while we separate them, they are also connected. Because if you have mental health issues, you're going to affect your performance in terms of your mental, your concentration, your decision making, which are mental issues. And if your mental issues, if your mental performances or your evaluation of mental performance are very low, right? Here is the other problem you're going to have. Or it is indicating that there could be mental health issues. Because remember, mental health issues don't have to be adverse. Because I think like mental health issue, is like complete insanity. Because you have different stages of depression, you have different stages of these things. So it's very important that we understand that while they are separating a DW, there is still a connection that is there. So, but you can answer that, Doc, from what DW is saying, to separate mental health from mental performance.
Yeah. Mental performance is how you need your mind to be on the day you need it to be to perform the way you need it to be. Right? So in them EMDR session and in them NLP, neuro linguistic programming or eye movement, they say all you get to the athlete to do is to see themselves in the, because in this situation they can be in their ideal perfect self. Greg see himself as score the goal in imperfect way. 60 seconds into the game, the man do the exact thing where he see himself do in my office earlier. So that's mental performance. Mental performance is getting you up to perform. It's not easy. Lots of people are experts at practice and can't deliver when it comes to the bright lights and everybody watching them. Right? Managing your mind is another thing. You know, one of them said, why would this happen to our society, Doc?
Yeah,
Look,
yeah. I think because of what you were saying earlier about
yeah.
the amount
The,
of girls graduating and what is happening in the society.
well, watch you know. Me not just big up girl and put down man in a me's man. I don't know what it's like to be a 5-year-old girl, a 10-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl. None of them. I have one wife and one daughter and 2 sons. Right? So I more understand my son them. My wife more understand my daughter. But the point is, certain little things woman not thinking about. You know? Certain thoughts man have in them head. You ask a room full of women, have you ever thought of that? Them said, no, I never think about that yet, you know. You know? Ask some man, them say, yeah, man, think about it, yeah. And I don't really want to give the example, but is a really a fool thing to do. You know?
Yep. It is. This is good stuff. I say, the quiet storm set to heal you up, you know.
Oh, quiet storm, Lulu. Where I say, yeah, man. What Lulu's about which book? The which?
The Twin
a
Thieves.
book called Twin Thieves is another good book. Teaches you how to manage the fear of judgment and the fear of failure. Yeah, nice, Lulu. There was a big baller in Miami of that same name, you know, Lulu. Quiet Storm. I like how him play. Boy, Mannings, you did like the under 17 tryout.
Oh, you went down to the trial?
Yeah, man. Yeah. They're afraid of them to come, go down there, and Prez was down there.
Yeah, man. But I could no, man. They had the next engagement.
Oh, yeah, the speaking engagement. Remember me here. Yeah, but it was nice. Freddie do an excellent job. And to segue a little, when we were there in Dallas and you watch how the entire staff, how Coach Hal Williamson set up the side, and you see in practice, well, you wasn't out at training as much, but you see when you see what they was practicing, and then you see it in the game, it was amazing.
Yeah, like
really.
What you practice, you actually see.
Yeah,
you
man.
See it happen. If you do a set play, the exact thing happen. If you have a slow, the exact thing.
Me said the goal was scored.
Anyways, we don't want to really talk about that and let out the secret.
Yeah, no. No, just I tell you, so the coach them go when I give them everything, but we just say, it was nice to watch, you know.
Yeah, man.
We're not doing no secret.
Sure Improvement is one of the ladies, you know. She and Claudine is here. See what she put in the comment, men thinking with the brainless head. Lord, Jesus. Word Webster says nervousness and be I think can nervousness be a mental issue?
Of course, of course, of
Yeah, because
course,
it
of
stems
course.
from fear.
Yeah.
Hey, let me teach. I will say this again, right? If you
Hmm.
study, fear is not just an emotion. Fear is also a spirit. Just like how you have like love, like the Bible says, so God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of soundness of mind. So fear is crippling, and people who are fearful struggle with nervousness, right? Now, it is a different thing to be reserved in, like you're gonna run a race and you're not being cocky. That's not nervousness. But if you begin to boy, me can't beat them, boy, me I gonna lose, and it lead to you not having the best of start and the best of races. It could be mental health issues,
Mm.
especially if it is over, like I said, after observation, after 6 months or 6 years, you keep seeing the same patterns. Then you can safely say, less. This is something that having a conversation, and that is what it means sometimes. It means just having a conversation, and maybe something practical can be done to help you to overcome some of these things that are holding you back from maximizing your potential.
When you gave the example earlier, Mannings, about the youth where he missed the last six penalty, right?
Yeah.
If you going up to take the penalty and you say, "What if I miss? What if I miss?" Your limbic, your brain don't understand the word "what if," you know. It understand what come after "what if." Oh, miss? You want us to miss? All right, good. And just give us six miss, right?
So your brain don't understand what if. It
What
just
if? So if
understand
you go
what
if
come
you're gonna
after that.
use what if, then do a positive. You know, what if I beat the keeper? And you can change it around. 95% of what these people fear, Mannings, 95% of what you fear never happens.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. 95% of what you fear. So when we were working with people that need to pass the bar exam for law, or they need to get a good MCAT score to get into med school, or they need to pass a medical exam, it's fear, you know. You've done all this work and you have one day now to show what you can do.
All right.
If
We
you
have we have
crumple up,
one of my fellow hosts. He's on the phone. His name is Andre. So he's calling. Hold on, let me see if I can get him. Oh, I think, but he's on the phone. So but go ahead, Doc. Let me just set him up so you can hear him when he speaks.
all
You're
right, no problem.
just complete what you were saying.
Yeah, so if you have this fear that you're going to not do well, the brain not understand it. When you
Hello.
say what if I miss, it'll go, oh, miss is what you want. 95% of what you fear not never happen.
All right. Fear
When
is
you
false. I just put it in
yeah,
there. Fear is false evidence appearing real.
appearing real. Exactly. Yep.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. Sir Andre, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man. How you doing?
Yeah. Doing fantastic. This is now 1-2-3 Arsenal.
1, 2, 3. Arsenal. Doc, how you doing?
Fine, thank you, man. Fine, thank you. Nice to talk to you, Gunner.
Great conversation. Great conversation.
Thank you, man.
It's costing me financially, but that's all right. That's why you listen. Because the book seems like a very good book, so I'm gonna grab that and share that with a few young men.
Yeah, man. And I have some more to send to Mannings, but let you and he can share them with you.
Okay. Most of what you shared tonight, if not all of it. I just take issue with one thing. I don't see the evidence. You're trying to make us believe that man is smarter today than he was when he was in high school.
Oh, Mannings. I like that one. I was wondering. Yeah, well, yeah, I would say that this show, Mannings couldn't be doing this show when Mannings went to high school because the internet never exists. And so, and that alone, him smarter. You understand? So technologically, because he guided me today to make sure that I don't make no mistake. Is a cell phone I doing this too. So on that point, he must be smarter.
Okay, okay. So give me a minute so I can believe now.
Yeah.
But is it true though that girls at go ahead.
No. You say what you're gonna say, then I ask you.
No, I was going to say to you that it's because one of the things that Doc said is that girls at 25 in terms of thinking
21 for girls, 25
for girls, and 25 for boys, which is saying that I've always kind of realized that a girl at 21 working seemed to be wiser in her decision making and stuff sometimes than boys at that same age. But do you know they also say that a player peaks is at his best between like 24 to around 28, that 4-year period right there. You're at your best, which would be the time when he gets wiser. So his decision making on the field probably is a whole lot better than when he's 18 or when he's 21.
Exactly.
But you go ahead, and that's all I wanted to say, Andre. Go ahead.
And that particular point, I've read some information on that before, and knowing that not sometimes, but I do struggle with sometimes with kids in sports when you have adults, agents, for example, who are full-grown men trying to work with a 20 or 19-year-old kid and don't want the other adults in his life or her life to be around that situation. I've always struggled with that because you know that it's easy to manipulate them, but a lot of times it ends up that way because the kid cannot process the complexity of the information, the opportunity of the case that they're dealing with. So that's a strong point there. But what I wanted to ask you about the mental side of it, everything that you shared can be considered in the context of in an environment where everything is going right. Okay, so the player, you're working with the player in regards to mental performance, and the player gets to perform. Okay, events where you make the mention of some players that to perform, to go into games and perform, right? There's decisions are being made, whatever the reason is. How does a player deal with that? It happens a lot. We see it a lot with players at all different levels of the game. How do you help a player deal with that type of situation?
All right. Clarify again a little bit for me, Mannings, because a little bit 1, 2, 3 was breaking up. So repeat the question for me.
No. He's not 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. Let me clarify something. It's because he's a gunner, you are a gunner, and I'm a gunner.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3 Arsenal. All right. I thought that was okay. I thought that's what you were calling him. 1, 2, 3 Arsenal. All right, 3 Arsenal. Yeah.
Sorry, his name is Andre. So Andre,
all right, Andre. Sorry,
you're breaking up a little bit. He heard the question, but the build up to the question he may have missed. So just give him a little bit of context to the question again, and then ask it so he can answer.
So in environments, there are players who sometimes may not be seeing the pitch for different reasons, but their performance in training, as you mentioned, training just now, might be up to par, but for some reason, they're not getting onto the pitch. So when you talk about mental performance and you talk about confidence and that kind of stuff, what type of work do you do with an athlete that might be in a situation that believes he's not being rewarded for his
training,
his output?
Yeah.
There may be somebody who more senior. There may be somebody who, for whatever reason.
Yeah, Andre, that's a really good question. And what I do, in situations like that is I take the athlete and I show them examples of similar situations in life, in sports, where an athlete was working real hard but wasn't getting their due. And a part of it was they were also putting undue pressure on themselves. There's a player from Europe, Gassar, and he came over and tried out with the Celtics twice. And twice he was too much in his head, and and then one year Philadelphia brought him over. And when they put him out, and he thought, this is when I'm going to do it, because he was in an exhibition game against the Celtics. So he thought, all right, I'm going to show them now. I'm going to show them. And he went out there, and in like the first couple minutes, he was up to almost fouling out. So he had to come back and sit on the bench and have the towel over his head and thinking, I've blown it, thinking too much about it. And then in the second half, he took the towel off his head and he started to watch the guy that was dominating him when he went in from the Celtics, and he started to see where he had some weaknesses. And rather than just still be in himself and in that negative thinking, he said, I see how I could play better. I tried too hard. And however, long and short of it, 9 minutes of the game, coach called him and told him to go back in. He went back in. He scored 8 points. The person, I can't remember, Jamal, whoever it was, never scored again. And he got called up to 76ers right there. They brought him up. So what I would do, Andre, is in a situation where someone has worked real hard and they're not getting playing time, I make them understand reality, right? You might not be getting playing time right now because the senior player is still playing well and is probably peaking. But sports, you will get your chance. You keep putting in the work, because it's his position you're vying for. You are young and you're going to get it. And whenever you get the chance, don't get in your own way. Don't be tripping over yourself like the example I show you and almost fall yourself up because you're so into your thoughts that you couldn't play freely. And what the coach said about the guy who got signed was, you showed me what a real player is supposed to do. You played complete garbage. You got into yourself and put the towel over your head. Then you came back out, managed your limbic cortical region, managed your chin, and you came out and you had a great game and held that person to nothing. And that is what we want at the big level, is the ability to manage your mind. So that would be an example of what I would do with someone like that, Andre.
Yeah, so I would think about like Manning's favorite Arsenal player, Martin Odegaard. At Real Madrid, he was having a hard time. He was barely getting a kick there. Now he comes to Arsenal and he's just top of his game, right?
Yeah,
just a few years later, and
you're quite right. It's like when Havertz came over to all us Arsenal fans wasn't giving him a warm time, and him step up. He's overcome a barrage of not lovely social media comments, myself included.
I think Manning sold it. I think Manning sold it.
You take him off of your fantasy side, buddy?
Jalen can't take him off. When did you put him on?
Havertz can't come off on the bench for you, don't.
He wasn't on it, so he's going to come off. he's not going to be on it.
So, all right, the both of you know, Andre and Mannings, when you say Havertz doing a little bit better, since we're talking mental health, right? When you see him doing a little bit better and have some crazy thing like he's the fastest runner in the Premier League right now, I don't know where to get that stat from, but when you see him doing a little better now, what do you attribute that to?
For me, I think it's confidence. I think it's confidence. I think when he started, he was lacking confidence. He was maybe a little bit uncertain. He was hearing people, but the coaching staff had to be working with him and showing that they believe in him by keep putting him in the starting 11. And I think his confidence grew. And he started to score goals, and I think now he's just at the top of his mentally. He's at the top of his game. He believes in what the team is trying to accomplish, and he believes in himself. So I think
sports psychologist there is working really well with him. Yeah, I see the improvement too, Andre. I see it, and coming into what Arteta wants him to do for the side. I don't think Mannings believe in him as much as the two of us yet.
You believe in him?
No, not completely. I believe in him more than before, because I believe in sports psychologists, and he is seeing.
Let me see how much you believe in him.
Hold on, man.
Yeah.
Doc, I'll tell you the honest truth. The truth is,
so
I think he might only keep Declan Rice and Saka.
So I want to ask you, seeing that you have more belief in him right now, you have a penalty for Arsenal to win.
No,
hold on. No, you have a chance in the last 5 minutes of the last game against Everton. However it's going to come, but it's a chance to score. So Arsenal will win the Premier League. You have Saka, Odegaard, Trossard, and Havertz. Who do you want it to fall to?
Well, first of all, I would take Havertz off so him not left on the field to be included in the penalty conversation. Martinelli, anybody? No.
I thought you
He
said
coming
that
off.
you're more confident in him.
No. I'm not there yet. Listen, I'm Mannings.
Hold on. Let me hear from Andre. Andre, what are you going to do? Seeing that you have more confidence.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. Who you want it to fall to?
Martin Odegaard.
Okay. So seeing that, well, you guys.
Odegaard without question, but I thought it's going to penalty, so we need 5 people on the field. Yeah, man, Odegaard. But here's what I'm doing, Mannings.
You have a chance. This is a chance to score a goal in play during play. And you have Trossard, Odegaard, Saka, and Havertz. In the order importance, Havertz is 4th on that list. I'm not putting Odegaard first. I'm going Trossard first, Saka, Odegaard, and Havertz. That's my order.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm only saying these things. Mannings, Andre, listen. I'm saying these things in that if the Arsenal get to see this podcast when they're looking for more sports psychologists, I can get to work with us.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so you're auditioning. Okay.
Yeah, that's not what I'm doing, Andre. I'm looking at work with Arsenal in the future. Not that. If in the future. So I'm speaking well of the sports psychologist that is currently working with Havertz. And hope that if he's leaving, he remembers that I spoke well of him.
He scored quite a bit of goals, and he's not a striker, but he's been able to produce it that area. So for the moment, you can't. You have to say that the manager got it right eventually. Does the team need a striker? Yeah, the team need a striker. I don't think he's the long-term solution. I know he's not the long-term solution, but for the time being, he has produced. What do you have? 14 goals.
Yeah,
Arteta believed in him when none of us believed in him, and he kept believing in him, and we never saw it. So he must have seen something in practice that we not seen. And yeah.
And that was a huge fun.
Yeah. All right. So Andre, thank you so much. Next time we have Doc on,
Yes.
you need to come on and talk with him. You understand me? Don't just call
no,
it.
this was a great conversation. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, man.
We
Appreciate
advertise
it,
it.
Andre. You can get my
All right,
you
Doc.
can get my number directly from Mannings, So you
All
can
right.
link me on WhatsApp.
All right, we do that, okay?
Yeah, and yeah,
As
man.
a
All
matter
right.
of fact, Mannings, you can put that yeah. You
I
want
don't
to
think it. I don't think it is. But I mean, is your number? I don't say,
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
if
It's okay. No.
if you want to,
Man, is it muted his face?
No.
I don't want to be the one responsible for all kind of weirdos calling here to get to that boy. You don't know.
No, it's all
Man
right.
is
You
man is
can't
a
get
mad. Man
you
is a
can't
madman. I wouldn't people and give me number to man.
give it. You can't give it to Andre.
All right,
One
that's our
away, you
problem.
can't sell it. Is that what I mean?
Yeah, man. All right, that's our problem.
All
All right.
right, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. All right, bless
All
you,
right.
Andre.
Thank you.
That'll be good, okay?
Yeah, man. All right. All right. So, all right. So, thank you again, Doc, for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. I know
No
that
problem,
I
man.
have
My
gotten some
pleasure.
things. Though I'm a psychologist like you, I've gotten some things from this that, you know, good to learn and good to, relearn things. You understand me? And it's always good to do that. So, thank you so much. And we will, keep having these dialogues because it's important. It's important that we especially speak to, like DW says, mental performance and the mental health of our young people in particular, and persons who participate in different sporting disciplines all across the Jamaican landscape. So it was a pleasure talking with you. Thank you again for making yourself available, and looking forward, right, to having more conversations with you.
Okay. Yes, man. It was my pleasure. Um, I enjoyed working with you at the Nations League. I enjoyed Coach calling us. So I was called up with Bibi and Freddie, and whatever I can do to help um, is my honor to help.
Yeah, man.
So
I
again,
see. I
thank
see.
you.
One before you go. What was it? See that question from Dr. Dan? Your dissertation. What did you do it in?
Oh, clinical psychologist treatment of homeless boys in Jamaica. It's very popular in Holland. I don't know why, but uh, when I did the Reggae Kids, Dr. Dan, um, I worked with a lot of the boys that washing the windshield them and by the stoplight them in Jamaica, and some of them were sleeping on top of supermarkets, and I did the work with UNICEF. So we did this a research study on the treatment that they were getting. At the time, my father was public defender, so he had the Street Children Initiative. So yeah, that's what my dissertation was on.
Yeah,
Clinical
man.
psychologist treatment of homeless children, but
All right, then I
specifically with
appreciate
the
it.
young
All right,
ones.
bless you, man. Have
Yeah, man,
yourself a good
thank you.
day. Tell the family hi, and we'll talk.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Bless up.
Yeah, man.
And
All right, then cool,
yeah,
cool.
thank you.
All right, so there you go, people. Hope you enjoyed that one. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot that you can take away. You can go back. You can listen again, learn something, so you can teach someone so they can make better decision as it relates to their mental performance and their mental health. Again, as usual, just do a few things for us. One, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right. It's also important. This is one thing I've learned. Yes, when you consume good information, don't go now and then fill your mind with garbage. Because if you get more garbage than good information, then the garbage will come and just, you know, overpower, overshadow the good information. So sometimes you have to sit on the good information, let it soak in, and don't go out there now and start listening here and listening there. Just take what you get all you can all you get. And for the rest of the night, forget the rest. All right? But hit the like button, please. If you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, make sure you go ahead and do that. All right? Share the content with someone else so they can get this good information as well. We have some other great things that are coming up for you this week. I hope this was worth the wait. I hope it was worth the time. I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And to every single one of you, I say good night. Grace and peace be multiplied to you and your family. And as usual, when it gets to the end of the show, we say we are over and we are out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Earlis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha, yeah. Someone on for the food from we young, from we day, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.